I haven't had any that quit working or anything. They seem to last a pretty long time. But you might want to rinse them off when you're done, because some of the softer rocks get kind of caught up in the wheel, and if you wash it off while it's wet, it'll wash off easier and it won't make a mess where you store them. You know, it'll dry off and flake off. So when you get done, you kind of rinse all the wheels off, or you rinse them off as you use them, and then they'll be nice and clean when you're done, when they dry out and everything. And they're made out of diamond, and that's maybe why they last so long, is they are actually made out of the same thing as this other thing I grind with. It's on the needle grinder. And the diamond blade, the grinder, that actually you can cut things with. I don't know if that's what it was really designed for, but you can cut with it. I've cut geodes over with it, but you can only cut in about an inch, maybe an inch and a half or an inch. So you can't cut like a 4-inch rock unless you want to break it. You can cut it all the way around, break it, and then you can like smooth off the area. I have cut rocks in half with it that way. I've cut geodes in half. But you can shape with it. You can cut to some. You can cut tile real easy with it. You can cut anything that you could cut a brick in half. You can cut from both sides. They're pretty. The one I get at Menards, it lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. I bought one at another store. I don't want to mention the name, and it didn't last at all. And it was more money. So there's some that are better than others. And the one at Menards, it's cheap. And I hate to say it, but it's probably made in China. But the other one was more money, and it didn't last very long. It just didn't perform. I didn't care for it. Cheapest one at Menards. I think it might be a 3.5 or 4-inch disc. And if I post this, I'll have to maybe mention the brand name in the post, because I don't know the brand. But it's just a small 3.5-inch or 4-inch disc, and you have to put it on a grinder. You can't put that on the drill. But I polished a lot of rocks with that. It's a kind of a fun thing to use, and I use a cordless drill, the chargeable ones, and I got one at a garage sale for $10 in Boston, and I'm still using that, and it's $10 plus 30, so for $40 I started a hobby. And out here along the shore here is where you can get some of the rocks. And some of them you don't know what you got, and if you polish them, you might find out that it's kind of an interesting rock. Or you can buy them on eBay. I bought some stuff on eBay and polished that. I bought an agate on eBay, and I paid more money for that. And I was able to do a pretty good job on that agate. It's a pretty nice agate geode, and it has like the banding in it. And yeah, I made that look really nice. You can do a kind of a professional job on a. You can take out some imperfections too with this system. Because sometimes when they cut it, the blade moves or something. When they cut it, it leaves a mark. Like, and you can get that out. The real bad ones, you'd have to use that diamond grinder on. But the 50 one should take out most of those. there's a lot of things you can buy on eBay that are just cut, rough cut, and you could play with those. You could shape it some even if you wanted to. I mean, this is a handheld thing, so you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna be able to make cabicons with it. You could do some shaping with it, though. It depends on what you're willing to do. You could do some shaping with this, but I don't really think you could make a cabicon with it. Cabicons, I used to make those on a lapidary set, a pretty expensive set, and later on, I think they invented a way to make those automated computer. So I don't even know if it's worth doing that hobby anymore. It's not just everybody knows how to do that either. I know how to do it. I can make hearts and all different shapes on that. And somebody taught me how to do it when I was a kid. An older fella who was a rock collector. He taught me how to do it. And you kind of have to have a knack for it. You got to really want to do it. And I bought a kit. And those kits now are $1,500. I mean, back when I didn't pay that much for it. I got a used one. And then I sold it when I left home. And I kind of wished I had it. It had a saw with it. But this little thing with the discs, you're able to do some of that with that for only 30 bucks. And you can really do a lot with it for $30. Your wrist, you got to be a little careful that you don't overdo your wrist. It can make your wrist, it can overwork your wrist, so you got to kind of keep that in mind. And if you can use both hands and have the rock in a held or something somehow, that would be one way you could do it too. But the best way to get like if you're shaping a little bit or you're trying to make it smooth, is hold it with one hand, and but that can be a little hard on your wrist to do that. But you can do it for quite a while. But you don't want to do it too long. And the battery, I have 2 batteries, and so I'll put one battery in it, and then the other one's charging. And you can go for a while on that with the chargeable, because these drivers are chargeable. They're pretty powerful batteries. I think mine's an 18. I got an 18 and I got a 20. And I have one that's, the 18 is just for the rocks. That's what I bought it for. So if I got it wet, it is going to be exposed to some water. So I don't know if you really want to use your good, like if you had one for work or something, you probably wouldn't want to use that. If you paid like $300 for a kit, you'd want to maybe get one that's used and have that special for that, or just buy one for this hobby. You might be able to find one at a garage sale like I did, because I've seen them at garage sales. And you could use that for your cutting. And that way, if the water gets on it, I mean, I haven't had any problems with it, but you are going to get it wet. You're supposed to keep that wet, and you're going to get the drill a little bit wet. It doesn't seem to affect it though, but you might want to use you don't want to use someone's drill that maybe they really love it or something, or they need it for work, or they paid a lot of money for it. You want to use something that's powerful, but yet, you know, if this water damages it, you don't want to ruin a real nice, expensive piece of equipment, unless you bought it specifically for this and you know that. Because it does get wet, and I noticed that like I had a bit on the thing and the bit was rusting and stuff like that a little bit. But it's a fun hobby to do. You can get some detail